Good morning, Amy. So, this is our Mandala universes, and this is a place where we ground, check in with ourselves, with each other, share a little bit about our inner weather, and we draw circles. And Amy is here. Good morning. And Pamela's here. Good afternoon. I wondered what the time change was there. Actually, is Antarctica one of the... I would imagine Antarctica, if you think of it like a piece of pie, it could hit every single time zone, couldn't it? How does that work? I'm very curious. Pamela says it's 1 p.m., so you're 5 hours ahead of Pacific time. I have to be honest and say I don't really know that much about the geography of Antarctica, other than it's south. Elaine says, good morning, sunshine. Laura says, morning, lovelies. Happy Friday. We don't have Miss M yet. She's the one that always says happy Friday. Yay. I took today off. We were thinking, well, a couple of different things. First, I was thinking I was going to have to be accompanying my husband to medical appointments. And then I had a crazy offer from a friend to fly me to Bend. He's a pilot and he's got his own plane, and he's one of our trivia buddies, and he said, I have to fly somewhere this week. Can I take you to Bend? And it was all, I was going to do it. And then my daughter's family, they just dropped like flies this week. Henry was the first one sick, and then Savannah started feeling sick, and then Daniel started feeling sick, and now Levi's sick. Declan is the only one that has so far remained healthy. And I was just like, I don't want to enter. And it's not just a cold. If it was just a cold, I'd probably go. It's, it's vomiting and diarrhea, and like, nope, I'm not going. So now I have the day off with nothing to do, or many things to do, however you want to look at it. Pamela says, we visited the west side of Chile, below Chile and Argentina, kind of. We have potentially one more stop depending on waves, and then back to the Drake Passage. And Claudia's here. She says, good morning, Kathy and everyone. I was not able to hop on yesterday. Work has just been insane the last couple of weeks, in all good ways. Like, I love being busy at work. But yeah, I got started and just could not pause. I just didn't even think to pause. So I missed you yesterday, assuming you were leading. Claudia, I know we do switch around a lot. So let's check in. How is everyone? I am... Gosh. I just want to use the word free. Not in a freedom way, like a patriotic way, but just feel free. Like I have a free day ahead of me. It's a really good feeling. Laura says, or no, Elaine says, checking in determined. Laura says, snowing here again, checking in cozy and excited for time with a childhood friend. Oh, fun. Michelina says, checking in low energy and tender. Claudia says, checking in well rested and feel like the end of the sickness is near. Oh gosh, I hope so, Claudia. Wow, you've been fighting it a long time, haven't you? I'm sitting backwards from the way I usually sit when I'm downstairs. We got a new kitchen table probably a month or so ago, and I've not led from it, but I decided to today. So now you see my kitchen in the background instead of my sliding glass door to nowhere. Amy says, checking in slightly on edge. Well, I hope we can settle some of those edges for you while you're here, Amy. All right. I grabbed a deck of cards that Pamela gave me when she was here before the retreat, and it's called the Moon Deck, and we'll use this for our grounding today. So let's I like to just, sometimes when I need to ground, I just like to settle in my spot. Like I gotta wiggle my buns a little bit and feel the weight of the chair underneath me or the floor, wherever you are. Excuse me. I like to close my eyes. Intentionally lift the crown of my head while lowering my shoulders. Oh no, I've got the hiccups. You find the posture and position that feels most suited to you feeling grounded. And just notice your breath. This actually feels really, I put my hand here to kind of see if I could suppress the hiccups, but it actually feels really grounding to apply pressure right here. You might try that and notice your breath. Relax your face, relax your forehead. Notice if there's any tension. In your body. Try to release it. And I'm going to pull a card from this deck. You guys, this is insane. When I was sitting on my bed looking at this deck this morning, I saw a card that I was like, oh, I wish I could pull that for Mandala, and I did. When I let others shine, I shine too. Actually, I think what I'll do is set that up behind the camera and see if this works, if you can see it while I read it. There we go. When I let others shine, I shine too. I have to see what. Okay, number 38. So here is the reading from that card. Women all over the world are rising up, shining brighter and letting their voices be heard. As sisters, mothers, daughters, friends, and lovers, we can celebrate our differences while strengthening our inherent sameness, intuition, creativity, receptivity, courage, nurturing, sensuality, wisdom, healing, understanding, and our connection to the moon. You are a vital part of this rise. Encourage others to shine bright and give yourself permission to do the same. When you admire another person, it's a direct reflection of your own beauty and potential. Choose to be inspired by her light and send a warm smile her way. Comparison is toxic, dulls your shine, and sends out a message of inadequacy. Instead, recognize that you are family and witness each other's divinity with love. You will instantly uplift you both while increasing your own freedom and magnetism. And with that, I'm going to turn back around. I can say from being in this circle for over 5 years, very nearly 6, that is exactly what this circle has done for me, is allowed me to find my own light. Michelina says, Claudia, you will be immune to everything for a long, long time now. And Pamela says, peaceful and satiated. Big lunch, very hard to eat less. Watching a few penguins out my window. Michelina says, gorgeous and perfect for our blessed circle. Yeah. Miss M says hi, and Meta says, hi, everyone. Claudia says, that's a good message. Meta says, lovely card. And Pamela says, love this. Our circle holds each of us and sees the shine. And Meta says, fits so well here. And Claudia says, I hope so, Michelina. Yeah, you've really been through the ringer. It's been a rough start to 2026 for you. Meta says, checking in with the flu and a bit down. Well, there we go. Yeah, it's everywhere. My kids, I was saying earlier that my daughter's whole family just dropped like flies this week. And they did test. Henry's the only one that actually went to the doctor, and they tested him for flu, and it wasn't flu, at least at the time that they tested. But wow, everyone has gotten it. Coming out both ends. Not fun. Today is January 16th. We are more than halfway through the month. And it is Friday. And I checked in free. So yeah, I was sharing earlier before some of you came on that I had an offer from a friend of ours who is a pilot and owns his own plane. He had offered to fly me up to my daughter's house today because Monday's a holiday. And I was going to drive. And then he heard I was going to drive, and he's like, you know what? I need to take my plane up. It needs a longer flight. Can I take you to Bend and then come back and get you? And I was like, yes. But I'm not going because they're all so sick. I would have been, well, he would have picked me up about 10 minutes ago if we were going. So he would pick me up at 8:10, and we were going to take off at 9. kind of scary to go on a little plane like that, but this guy has been a professional pilot his entire life, and flew small planes his entire career. He worked for, I don't know, one of the government agencies. I'm not sure which one, as a pilot. So, and he's just one of the most conscientious people I've ever known. Like, he's one of those people that you just know, I can trust you with my life. Very, very trustworthy, and just inspires confidence, and kind of a no-nonsense. Yeah, just doesn't mess around. And also very, very fun. He's one of our trivia buddies. We lost our, my trivia group is Asia and I are the only couple that's not working. Everyone else is retired. And you know, one couple is in their 70s, one couple is our age, 50s and early 60s, and one couple is kind of a mix of someone my age and someone who's almost 70, with a big age gap. And then one gal on the team met this this young woman in town one day, and then saw her at trivia, and she was there by herself. And so Leslie, our friend, invited her to come over. She's like, do you want to be on our team? Like, you don't have to play by yourself. And so she joined our team, and she's so smart. She knows world flags like unbelievable. Like, a lot of trivia, like at least twice a month they do a flag question, you know, like which country has this flag, and she knows them all. And she knows, she's a big Swiftie. She's a 33, I think. Just knew popular culture that the rest of us oldies didn't know. And she also has this really amazing deduction ability. Like, she's really good at going, well, even if she doesn't know, she's like, well, I really feel like it couldn't be this because, and she just talks her way through these clues, and often has the right answer just by doing that. Her husband got transferred to Oregon, so they are moving. Tuesday was her last night, and we're all so sad that she's leaving because we're never going to win again. And also just because we love her. She is a young mom. She's got the sweetest little 2-year-old, and sometimes the husband and the 2-year-old would come for just a while and hang out with us, and then he would take him home to go to bed. And they've just become our little token young family, and now they're moving. I have to show you what she bought us. Last week was her last week. She brought this for us. It's world flag flashcards. 245. So we split them between the 4 couples, and we are all committing to learning our stack. So funny. If any of you ever wants to come visit me on a Tuesday, oh my gosh, we have so much fun at our trivia night. I never would have ever imagined I would be a person who went to trivia, but gosh, we have fun. It's just a silly group of friends that just we don't even care if we win. I mean, it's fun to win, but it's just about having fun. We laugh so hard. I know there's comments. I'm kind of mesmerized by my painting, so I'm not looking at the comments, but I will be there in just a moment after I finish with this color. I'm using a little sample watercolors that I have to hold in my hand or they slide all over when I try and get some on my brush. Michelina, when you come over, we still need to talk. When you come over to help me paint my office, maybe you can stay and be here on a Tuesday. Okay, let me catch up. Meta said, checking in with the flu. Claudia says, oh no, Meta, you got the flu. Miss Feathers, Claudia says New Zealand. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. McLean says Tuesday is a national walk out of work day. Oh, I didn't hear that. I knew it was a walk out of, I knew there was a walk out of school. Is that the same thing? Claudia says he can come get me too for a flight. Yeah. Laura says all about the people in whatever we do. And Claudia says, I want to come visit, itching to do some traveling. I have to make it happen this year. And Laura says, waiting for paint to dry. Laura says, come visit me, Claudia. And Pamela says, you can come visit me, Miss Sam. Yeah. We just booked our reservations for our annual Mexico trip. And we're going to Cancun this time. We've never, we have a timeshare, and Cancun is one of the places we can go. We've never gone there, and we decided this year we'll try it. Our timeshare expires in 2030, which is just perfect. We bought it off of my husband's dad when he had 10 years left on it. I would never sign up for it. Now, you know what they're selling now? At our resort, if you buy a timeshare, it's a 50-year timeshare. I don't know if they have options for shorter ones, but that's what they're trying to sell is 50-year timeshares. And I imagine that makes it more affordable for people because it's like you take the cost and spread it out over. I don't know. You still have to pay the maintenance fee every year, which ours is not bad and it has not gone up much since we bought it. But I know they can be kind of nightmarish for people. We've enjoyed it thoroughly, but knowing that we only had 10 years on it. I'll be ready when it's done. Then we'll be almost retired. Well, Asia will be. But you guys know I can work from anywhere, so we could travel and I can work while we travel. As long as we stay in the States, I can't work outside of the United States because of HIPAA. So I can't work in Mexico. Too bad, so sad. But anyway, we made reservations for Cancun, and that always, whenever we get our Mexico reservations made, I always feel that's always a good feeling. It's like, okay, we got a trip planned. I don't think we have anything else big planned this year. No big trips. We have a friend getting married in Boston in June, and we'd really like to go, but I don't know if we're going to be able to. We'll see. I am just yammering on today. Talking in my own little, got my own little conversation going here. Okay. McLean says it's the same thing. Nationwide Stop the Regime Machine. See Women's March website for details. Pamela says, my mandala is about our volcano hike this morning. Very different terrain. Miss Feather says, yes, Laura. And Miss Sam says, I'm deep in the Midwest snow this week. Looks lovely. Claudia says, how is Asia? Was everything clear? So Laura says, I keep hearing ads for companies seeking to buy timeshares on the radio. Yeah, people are always trying to get rid of their timeshares because can you imagine committing to something for 50 years and then 20 years in being, I don't want to do this for the next 30 years. Yeah, the only reason we bought ours was because it was a short-term obligation. So Claudia, Asia, his blood work came back and the doctor called him right away. This doctor, he's a PA, but he's been unbelievable. He called Asia right away and said, the blood work indicates there's the thing that we thought it might have been, which was giant cell arteritis. The blood work says no, it's not that, which is great news because that's the one that can cause instant permanent blindness. So the doctor was gonna have him do an MRI, and then for some reason called back. That MRI was supposed to be today. Called back and said, actually, I'm not going to have you do the MRI. I think that's going to find nothing, but I would like you to see your eye doctor. So he saw the eye doctor last night, and the eye doctor said there's no signs of. It's not necessarily. Well, I can't say this. It's not that it's not eye related. Asia has a pterygium, which is a growth on one of his eyes that has not impacted his vision at all, but she said it might be actually making this eye work harder, which is putting strain and making this vein bulge. She wants him to have an MRI. So we still don't know exactly what it is. The pain has gone down considerably. He's taking steroids, and we're still kind of wondering what it is, but he is feeling much better and evidently will not go instantly permanently blind. That's relief. That was hard to hear. Miss M says, sounds fabulous, Pamela. I'd love to be there. Laura says, Miss M, take a break and come see me. And Laura says, I mean, you won't get less snow. And Miss M says, getting there would be half the fun. Yeah, no kidding, in that snow. So we have 1 minute left. If you have words that have come up in your mandala, I think mine is there's always a way. Just came to me. Amy says that's a relief. I hope answers are able to be found. Yeah, me too. It's kind of scary when you have something on your head. You can still see the vein. He's bald, so you know it sticks right out and it's big. Claudia says that's a relief, yet still some mystery. Yeah, Michelina's words are earth fingers. Laura's words are holding each other. And Amy's are shine your light, allow others to shine bright. Yeah. I'm going to write mine down and then bid you a happy morning. Thank you for asking, Claudia. It means a lot to me. Yeah, it's been a week with Asia's thing. One of our best friends had surgery this week. My daughter's like losing her mind because everyone's so sick at her house. I'm glad it's Friday. Claudia says, nice to be with you all this week. One bonus of being sick. And Miss M says, right, Laura, no words, just snow, warmth, and hugs, friends. And Meta says, hope your husband will be all right. Thank you. Me too. All right. I love you all. Have a wonderful Friday. And I will see you in circle. Bye, everyone. Miss M says, feel better, Meta. No, Claudia says that.